Success has a secret, and it doesn't matter whether you come from a small village or a big city. There are two things you must do: work relentlessly and have a clear vision of where you want to go. You must be brave, disciplined, and determined to follow through. Most importantly, you must ignore the naysayers because, at every step, there will always be people who tell you something is impossible. When I decided to become a world champion in bodybuilding, people told me it was impossible, that it was an American sport, and I would never succeed. When I set my sights on the movies, they said my accent would hold me back, that I would never become a leading man. Everything seems impossible until someone does it. Trust yourself. Rules are meant to be broken. Do not fear failure. Ignore the doubters and stay hungry. I have built success in multiple careers by refusing to listen to the naysayers and by believing in myself. Imagine being a 15-year-old boy in Austria and telling people you want to be the bodybuilding champion of the world. They would laugh and say it couldn't be done because bodybuilding was an American sport. But I had a vision and I knew exactly what I wanted. I trained for hours every day. First 1 hour, then 2, then 3. By the time I was 18 and in the military, I was training for 5 hours a day. At 20, I became the youngest Mr. Universe ever. So much for it can't be done. But I wasn't finished. My next goal was to move to America, the land of opportunity. I arrived with nothing but dreams and determination. I knew this was a place where I could continue my bodybuilding career and eventually break into acting. I kept training, pushing myself every day for 5 to 6 hours, winning championship after championship. When I retired from bodybuilding, I had won 13 world titles, more than anyone before me. Still, I was hungry for more. I wanted to act, but again, I faced obstacles. Agents told me it was impossible. They said I couldn't just walk into Hollywood and become a leading man. They laughed at my accent and told me I didn't fit the mold. They said my body was too big, that I looked like something from a different era. And my name? Schwarzenegger? They told me it would never be on a movie poster. But I didn't listen. Just like in bodybuilding, I worked hard. I took acting classes, speech lessons, dialogue training, and even accent removal classes. I trained relentlessly, and slowly, things started to happen. The very things that people saw as my weaknesses became my strengths. When I landed the role of Conan the Barbarian, the director told me, "If we didn't have you, we'd have to build someone like you." When I got the role in The Terminator, James Cameron said, "I couldn't imagine anyone else playing this character. Your accent makes it perfect." The line, "I'll be back," wouldn't have had the same impact in a regular American accent. Everything they once said was a liability became an asset. My career took off, and before long I was earning more than anyone in Hollywood. In 2003, I became the highest paid actor in the world, making $30 million per film. So much for it can't be done. Anything is possible if you have a vision, believe in yourself, and never give up. The only way you fail is if you stop trying. When I decided to run for governor, people doubted me again. They said I had no experience, that politics was too tough. But I wasn't afraid to fail. I worked hard, campaigned aggressively, and won. Fear of failure limits you. I never let fear stop me, whether in bodybuilding, acting, or politics. Hard work is the only way forward. There are no shortcuts. People often call me a self-made man. They say I am the perfect example of the American dream. But I always say, call me whatever you want, But never call me a self-made man. I didn't achieve success alone. My parents gave me discipline, love, and support. Fellow bodybuilders in Austria and mentors in Munich helped me improve. Joe Weider brought me to America and gave me confidence. He even paid for my first apartment in Santa Monica. Without them, I wouldn't have made it. Even when I became governor, I needed the support of 5 million voters. How could I call myself self-made when so many people helped me along the way? From the beginning, I knew I wanted to lift more than just weights. I wanted to lift an entire sport. I wanted to contribute to something bigger than myself, something that would last beyond my lifetime. That hunger never faded. No matter how successful you get, you must stay hungry for more, for learning, for growth. You can never know enough. When I was young, I thought success was measured by fame and fortune. I believed that the bigger the career, the greater the achievement. But I was wrong. I learned that true success is about making an impact. I discovered this when the University of Wisconsin conducted a study on how weight training could help intellectually challenged individuals. They asked me to help with a Special Olympics program, and I agreed. One day, we were teaching a group of kids how to bench press. The first child lay down and completed his reps with ease. But when another child lay down, he froze. He stared at the barbell and started breathing heavily. Suddenly, he screamed and jumped up, shaking in fear. I realized he was terrified of the weight. I calmed him down and told him to watch his friends. After seeing them succeed, he tried again, this time with an empty bar. He lifted it 10 times. Then I asked if he wanted to add weight. He nodded. Slowly, he increased the weight, lifting 40 pounds, then 60, then 80. When he completed his final reps, he jumped up in excitement, high-fiving everyone in the room. In that moment, I saw a transformation, not just in his strength, but in his confidence. That was an eye-opener for me. Success isn't just about personal achievement. It's about lifting others up. It's about giving back and making a difference. So, what should you do? Have a vision. Think big. Ignore the naysayers. Work your ass off. And most importantly, give back and change lives. Because if not us, who? And if not now, when?